To factor this trinomial, I want to keep in mind that if I use the x method, the b term is going to go on the bottom and a times c is going to go on the top. So for our example, we're going to have our b term here is the -7, and on the top a times c, we get 15 times -2, which is equal to -30. And now we're looking for two numbers, which are going to go right here, that multiply to be -30 and that add to be -7. So here what I want to keep in mind is that I do know that in terms of just my signs, in order to multiply and get a negative, where the -30 is, I know that I have to have opposite signs. So one has to be plus and one has to be minus. If I'm adding them and I want to get a negative, that means whatever number I have that's bigger, I'm actually going to put in where the negative sign is. So if we think about some factors of 30, we could go back to, oops, a little sloppy there, 15 and 2. And they do in fact multiply to be -30, but when I add them, we don't get -7. So I know that's not going to work out. And if we actually add them, we get -13, which is too large, so we're going to have to try some different numbers here, where we actually want our numbers to be closer together, actually. Let me get rid of this. So now maybe I try, instead of a 2, if we try a 3, then this would have to be a 10. So if we check it, 3 times -10 is in fact -30, and 3 plus -10 is -7. So that's what's going to work out. And now we're going to go over to factoring by grouping. So using these two numbers, I'm going to rewrite my trinomial. So I'm going to keep the 15x squared the same, and then I'm going to keep the last one, the -2, the same. What's going to change is that middle term. So right here, where we had a -7x, instead I'm going to use the 3 and the -10 as the coefficients. So instead of -7x, I'm going to write it as plus 3x minus 10x. So I essentially found the best numbers in order to break up that middle term of -7x, so that we can do factoring by grouping. So factoring by grouping. So from the first pair we can take out a 3x. So that leaves us 3x times 5x plus 1. And then out of the other pair we can take out a 2, but again I'm going to take out a -2 since the first term happens to be negative. So -2, and then that's going to leave us with a positive 5x plus 1. So to finish the factoring by grouping, one of the terms is going to be binomials, I guess I should say, is going to be 5x plus 1, and the other one is going to be 3x minus 2.